So hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Welcome to this year's 2021 Annual Internship event. So like Jade said, my name is Helena, and I am an MIEA, which is the McGill Internship Experience Award Ambassador. And today I'm very excited to be your moderator. So to begin, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit so that you feel comfortable asking me questions later on, as well as other speakers during the Q&A section, which will take place in the second half of this event. I'm a fourth-year student at McGill, and I'm currently studying a double major in political science and anthropology. Over the summer, I was also an intern at Synergos Institute and a recipient of the McGill International Experience Awards. Synergos Institute is a nonprofit organization which is based in New York City and mandated to solve complex global issues around the world by advancing bridging leadership, which builds trust and collective action amongst multiple stakeholders, from governments to local communities to donors. At Synergos, my role was that of philanthropy intern. Some of my tasks as an intern primarily consisted of data coordination, prospect research and other philanthropic research, copy editing and writing, marketing, and online programming support, and participation in working groups and other staff meetings. I was also extremely fortunate to be able to attend and contribute to Synergos' online global gathering event, where I was given the opportunity to connect with several Indigenous and climate activists who were invited to speak, and that was certainly my favorite part of the internship. So if anyone is thinking of applying to intern at Synergos this year, please, I urge you to speak with me during the Q&A session and networking session, as I'd be happy to answer any of your questions to the best of my ability. So moving on to today's event. The annual Faculty of Arts internship event intends to celebrate the successful summer internships of Faculty of Arts students and their accomplishments despite the challenging circumstances in face of the pandemic. The Faculty of Arts Internship Office is here to provide internship opportunities, funding opportunities, and training opportunities to art students. In the summer of 2021, 125 Faculty of Arts students received over $425,000 as recipients of the 2021 Faculty of Arts Internship Awards. 40 art undergraduate students received $200,000 as recipients of the 2020 ARIA Awards. ARIA is the Arts Undergraduate Research Internship Awards, which aims to support art students, undergraduate students, to conduct a summer research internship with a McGill professor. These awards are generously supported by McGill alumni and the Arts Undergraduate Society, which is the AUS. Many thanks to all of our donors and AUS for making these internship opportunities possible. These students interned remotely in Canada and also abroad, and they have adjusted themselves to the new normal and showed tremendous resilience during the pandemic. The AIO office also provided online training opportunities to support these remote internships during the summer. So congratulations to all the AIO and ARIA award recipients. Moving on to today's agenda. So there are two main parts, which is the presentation and the Q&A and networking sessions. For the presentation section, 8 AIO interns will share their firsthand internship experience in the past summer. And then we will have the Q&A and networking sessions where you can ask questions directly to student speakers or AIO staff and learn about upcoming internship opportunities, different awards, internship academic credits, and the AMI program, which is the Arts Internship Mentoring Program, and as well as upcoming AIO events. There are a couple of rules for today. So the event will be recorded. Please mute yourselves during the presentations. You can choose to turn on your camera if you feel comfortable doing so, but of course, no pressure. The Q&A session will follow the presentations, and so please save all of your questions for the Q&A sessions, and we will be more than happy to answer. The Q&A sessions, however, are also not recorded, so please feel free to speak freely in that space. So I will now introduce our first speaker for the day, who is Teresa Tolo, a major in economics and a person who interned at the United Nations World Food Program in Panama this past summer. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you so much, Helena. Hi, everyone. My name is Teresa. I'm a fourth-year student from Kenya, completing a major in economics and a double minor in international development and management. I was selected by the ION for an internship with the communications unit of the UN World Food Program's Regional Bureau for Latin America and the Caribbean, which was based in Panama, but I completed remotely from Montreal. And this was especially exciting for me as I'd actually been selected for an internship with the WFP's office in Cuba in 2020, but which was unfortunately canceled due to the pandemic. And as internships for the UN are mostly unpaid, I was grateful to have received the Shuoyang International Experience Award, which helped me pay for my living expenses, and for which I'd like to thank Mr. Joseph Scholl and Ms. Anna Yang for their generous support. And just to give you a bit more context, the WFP is the official food assistance branch of the UN and is the world's largest humanitarian organization. And WFP delivers food relief for emergency situations, but is also extended to technical assistance and resilience building for vulnerable populations, especially with the growing influence of climate change. And from my time at McGill, I've really been interested in topics such as food security, sustainability, and agricultural economics. So pursuing this internship with the WFP seemed like a really good way to explore these themes. And working with the communications unit sort of helped me understand the importance of effective visibility, communications, and public relations strategies to help advance global goals for sustainable development. And I had a really wide range of responsibilities, but some of them involved media monitoring for news of WFP's regional offices, to in-depth analysis and presentations of the strengths and weaknesses of the regional social media accounts, to also writing and publishing articles on themes such as social protection for Venezuelan migrants and microfinance for female farmers in Guatemala. And this was all particularly exciting considering WFP had actually been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2020. So my work with the WFP felt all the more rewarding. And needless to say, the remote aspect of the internship was definitely disappointing, although understandable in the context of the pandemic, as a large part of my interest in the WP internships was due to the location. So I previously spent 3 months traveling in South America and was really excited to go back to the region and connect with my coworkers and experience the amazing cultures of places like Panama or Cuba. But I was still able to improve many different skills from the internship, such as organization and time management. I gained really important technical skills, such as working with social media analytics and digital platforms such as Brandwatch and Canva. And although I was pretty nervous to complete an internship completely in Spanish, even though I speak it fluently, I came out with a better understanding of how to sort of leverage my language skills in a professional context. And I was actually even able to get in touch with someone who had completed the same internship when she was at McGill almost 8 years ago, and had just returned to WFP as a high-level consultant with the support of coworkers that she'd met when she was doing her internship. And this really showed me the importance of maintaining these connections no matter what stage you are in your career. And overall, I think I greatly enjoyed my internship, and regardless of whether it's directly related to your field of interest, I definitely would encourage everyone to seek out the internships available by McGill just to gain meaningful work experience and important transferable skills, and really make the most of them, whether virtual or in person. And feel free to reach out to me as well if you have any questions specific to WFP internship or just the application process in general. Thank you so much. And Zachary will be going next, talking about his internship.
Thank you, Teresa. Hello, everyone. My name is Zach. I'm a member of the Arts Internship Office student staff, and this summer I interned with the Elimu Impact Evaluation Center. And that's a non-profit organization based in Kirinyaga in Kenya, which seeks to undertake the rigorous evaluation of development programs in order to assess the most effective ways to reduce poverty. As an intern, I had 3 main tasks. My first main task was to organize a multinational tutoring program, which pairs 24 McGill students with school children in rural Kenya. My second main task was to redesign the LMU website and social media pages using programming languages HTML and CSS. And my third main task was to research and apply for grants to fund the nonprofit organization. One of the highlights of my internship was definitely having the chance to tutor some of the school children in Kenya over Zoom. It was great to see their enthusiasm, and I really enjoyed being able to help them improve their math skills. And now just to talk briefly about how I found this internship. So I found this internship through the McGill Faculty of Arts Internship Office website. There they have a postings page where they post internships that McGill students can apply to every year. And so having submitted my written application to the Arts Internship Office, I was invited to intern with LMU. Sorry, I was invited to interview with LMU, and then I was eventually selected as an intern. As Teresa mentioned, and as many students might mention today, conducting a remote internship came with advantages and disadvantages. However, for me, it was a unique chance to experience the online mode of working. I think many employers in the future will be implementing some kind of hybrid mode of working for their employees. So allowing them to work from home or allowing them to work from the office. And so this internship gave me a unique chance to develop online work skills such as self-motivation and initiative taking. I also feel incredibly fortunate to have had this opportunity in the face of COVID-19 and being able to work safely from home. While the funds I received through the McDonald Curry Fund for International Management and Development Internship Award helped to alleviate the financial burdens associated with undertaking an unpaid internship. And with that, I would like to thank Mr. George Curry, who I think is here with us today, for his generous funding of my internship award, as well as the Arts Internship Office for making this opportunity possible. And to students, if you have any questions about interning with LMU, or if you have any questions about applying for internships in general, please feel free to reach out to me at the Arts Internship Office. So with that, I'd like to introduce Trisha-mae.
Thanks so much, Zach. Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Trisha, and I'm a U1 student in the social work program at McGill. And last summer, I interned at the BC Human Rights Organization, which is a federally registered nonprofit whose mission is to promote, protect, and enforce human rights in British Columbia. And their main project for the summer really centered on helping victims of workers' compensation boards who were wrongfully denying injured workers their injury claims, which unfortunately often rendered them in financial ruin. And this internship and working in the human rights field in general was definitely very rewarding. I'm studying social work right now, and which is mainly a practice-based profession, but it also incorporates working behind the scenes in institutions to eliminate social barriers. And I feel like at my internship, I really got the best of both these worlds. I was able to meet with and work directly with individuals facing human rights issues and hear their stories, but also work kind of behind the scenes in advocacy, for example, by helping to design social media posts to raise awareness on the issues that we were addressing. And I also got to attend meetings with the lawyer that the organization was working with to help advocate for some of the victims in court, which gave me a great introduction into the field of human rights law, which is another area of study I'm interested in. I also wanted to note that I got my internship as a U0 first-year student, and so I really want to offer my encouragement and support for any first-year U0 or U1 student here who is interested in doing an internship. It can seem pretty daunting, but I really want to emphasize that it is possible and that you can do it. So my biggest tips would be, first, join the ME mentorship program. As a confused first year, I had no idea where to begin. My mentor is amazing and was invaluable in the process of searching and helping me apply for internships. He answered any questions I had, guided me through applying for funding, and was just key in making sure I knew what I was doing throughout the year. My second tip is to start compiling a list of organizations or companies that you would like to work for as early as possible. How I found my internship was actually through this mass cold emailing campaign where I just researched and came up with a list of all organizations I would be interested in interning with, and then just cold emailed every single one of them asking if they had any internships for the summer. And third, if you find an opportunity you really love, but it's unpaid, you can apply for funding from the AIO. So my internship was actually unpaid when I first found it, which kind of upset me at first since I wanted to have a paid job this summer to make some sort of income for myself and my family during this pandemic, which was honestly a pretty financially challenging year. So I applied for funding, and I'm just so incredibly grateful to Mrs. Wendy Patton-Keys for funding the award I received, which is fittingly called the Wendy Patton-Keys Arts Internship Award, since it allowed me to gain valuable real-world experience in my field of study while still being supported financially. So yeah, that about wraps it up for me. Thank you for listening to my little speech, and I hope to speak with some of you, and especially first years later on in the event. So now I want to pass it on to the next speaker, who was actually my amazing mentor last year, Zachary Kucher.
Hi, thanks, Trisha. It's really great to just see everything that you're able to do. It's amazing. So hi, everyone. My name is Zachary Kucher, and I am in my last year pursuing a joint honors in political science and Islamic studies. So I've had a number of internships actually with the AIO since I've started at McGill. And the first was kind of an official AIO opportunity. So it was through the website, all that, with a company called Tisri Dunia Theater. So I was selected for this internship in my very first year, so I was U0, and it followed the very traditional path of, I filled out an application on the website and I went in for interviews, and it was a really great experience. And if anyone this year is looking at that internship with T3 Dunia Theater, I strongly recommend it, regardless of your major or what faculty you're in, or not faculty department. But today I'm going to be talking about a different way about how to get an internship, because the path for the internship with T3 Dunia, it was an already pre-established route provided to me by the AIO. But I think it's really important for all of us to keep in mind that there are more than one ways to get internships, and you don't need to do something that's pre-established. So today, what I want to talk to you guys about is basically how to create your own internship. So I should start with my story. So in May 2020, following the official announcement of the pandemic, all my summer plans fell through. And for a while that summer, I thought, it's going to be a non-work summer. I'm not going to be interning. I'm not going to be doing anything. I signed up for summer classes. I was prepared to watch Netflix. And it wasn't until later in May that a friend had told me about a really cool remote summer job opportunity. So it was with a company called the Islamic Family and Social Services Association, or IFSA. And IFSA is an Edmonton-based organization, so that's my hometown of Edmonton, Alberta, and it caters to the Edmonton Muslim diaspora, providing community services and family support services. Some of its principal programs serve the Edmonton refugee community. It serves the refugee community regardless of religion or national background. And I myself, growing up, coming from an Arab family, I was a beneficiary of some of the youth programming provided by IFSA. So I had prepared for weeks for an interview with IFSA about the summer job and had drafted out a few different project proposals for them as part of that interview. And, in the end, I did not get the summer job with them. But that didn't mean my story with IFSA ended there. So in their official rejection email to me, their official, we don't want you for this, they did say that they loved my project ideas and were hopeful that they may be able to find additional funding so I could run one of my projects with them. That project specifically was for me to run online storytelling and theater workshops with refugee and newcomer youth. So that was my open door. So I contacted the back and told IFSA that I could potentially receive financial support to run that project, and I could be entirely paid by McGill scholarship money. All they would have to do is agree to help be my internship advisors and fill out some forms alongside me to send to the AIO and basically turn this project idea into an internship opportunity. So the point of my story is not to say that the traditional route of filling out an application for an already established internship isn't filling. I really loved my other internship with T3 Dunia Theater as well. But it's really to highlight that it is completely possible for you to make your own internship altogether, especially you just need a solid project idea you want to work on or an organization who is willing to work with you. So in addition to looking for official internship opportunities, official posts, we're looking for an intern right now, it's also really worthwhile to just reach out to organizations you already know or who do work that really interests you and propose a project. And if your project is solid and you can establish your credentials, most organizations are not going to say no, especially when you can be entirely funded through scholarships from the AIO office. So next, I would like to introduce Emma Hebert, who will be speaking about their experiences as an arts research internship awardee.
Thank you for the introduction, Zach. So my name's Emma, and this summer I was one of the recipients of the Arts Research Internship Award. Pretty much what that actually means is just basically over the course of 11 weeks, I worked with a professor in the sociology department, which is one of my departments. And then was just kind of learning from him, getting mentorship from him, and then doing my own research that aligned closely with his research goals. In my role in particular, I was kind of working with comparative historical sociology. So it was a lot of sitting at the laptop and reading a lot of sources. So I basically worked within an analytical framework that was set by my professor. Or by my supervisor. So I was just doing pretty much a literature review, examining sources, and then taking notes that could be used by the professor for his own research. Just generally for me, this kind of ended up looking like compiling case studies on countries that my supervisor was interested in. So the way I actually found the internship was just by looking at the AIO website. I really knew that I wanted to concentrate on research specifically. So the ARIA just really aligned with my goals in that way. So actually finding the supervisor, it was just through a class that I took with the professor earlier that year. I really enjoyed the class and I knew that he was doing a current project that was funded. So I just reached out to him, kind of told him how much I enjoyed the class and how I'd like to build my research skills, because that was like the main goal, and that's a really important goal within the ARIA. And asked if he'd be interested in supervising me for the ARIA itself. He was glad to, so we just kind of went from there. The project actually started, you kind of like get to set the time frame with your supervisor for the ARIA. So mine started like mid-May and then ended at the very end of July. Honestly, like it was just really great, like overall, to get firsthand experience in the research process. It's kind of one of those things where you do have to self-moderate a bit more. So kind of working consistently, I didn't even like realize how much research I had done until I looked back at it all, which was like a really like fun moment. Like, oh my God, I feel like an actual researcher. And you know, now it's like kind of set me up for success because I'm in my last year now. I'm doing a lot more research oriented classes. So it gave me kind of a really solid foundation to work and to work towards and kind of getting to my goals during my last year of study. And it's experience that I really didn't have before the ARIA. I do, it doesn't say the donor names, but I do have specific donors for the award that I got. So I do have to thank Dr. Joan Eakin and Christopher Hoffman for their generous support and award. Also, my supervisor was Professor Matthew Lang from the sociology department. You know, like getting this internship in the face of COVID was really important, I would say, even if like COVID maybe didn't impact, you know, where I was as much as with other internships, just because it is very research focused. It kind of allowed me to start like really diving into the research process during a period of uncertainty. And it also kind of reinforced that this like research was actually what I was genuinely interested in. And I know that like lots of times, like especially as art students, like getting into just like a strictly research discipline and maybe a less technical setting, such as one where you could usually go to labs or something like that, can be really intimidating. So it was really nice to have kind of an automatic in through the arts internship office and through the professor that I worked with. Yeah, so if you have any questions about the ARIA, please come and feel free to ask me about them. And with that, I'll hand it over to Isabella Gavonsky.
Thank you, Emma. So hello, everyone. My name is Isabella. And this summer, I completed an internship with the Stateless Collective, a nonprofit organization that focuses on helping students become culturally aware and pro-social, globally engaged citizens. I taught a group of high school students online as the organization is based in Massachusetts. Having it be online because of COVID-19 actually allowed me to work with this amazing organization from my home in Canada, which was a really great opportunity for me. This internship helped me realize that teaching is something I would really like to pursue in the future. My overall experience was extremely positive, but there were some obstacles. I sometimes wished that I lived closer to where the organization was based, but one way I worked to solve my feelings of isolation was to make sure that I continuously communicated with my supervisor about the program. It made me feel that I was part of the team and led to more networking opportunities. Before starting my internship, I also looked into the possibility of receiving academic credit for it. Through my minor in international development, I was able to find the class INTD 499, which allowed me to do research during the internship and write a paper about it during the following term for credit. It is really important to look at the deadlines, as for this class, you must send in the application for approval at least a week before starting your internship. I am very thankful for my supervisor, Dr. Diana Allen, who has supported me throughout this process. And as I mentioned in my application for academic credit, my research focused on testing the best ways to reach and inspire students to create positive change in the world. I must mention that none of this would have been made possible without the Art Student Employment Fund Award, which is available for internships both within and outside of McGill. Working with a nonprofit is very rewarding, but they may not always have the funds to pay interns. Applying to this award allowed me to work with this incredible organization without worrying about the added financial burden while studying. If I were to give any advice to future interns, it would be to apply. I really didn't think I would get the role with this organization, and I almost didn't apply for it. But as my mom always said, the worst that they can say is no. And maybe in the end, you are more qualified and a better fit for the role than you originally thought. Also, apply to internships and funding with the Arts Internship Office. Their goal is to help students have access to work that is fulfilling and instructional. It is a chance for you to learn and make mistakes and become a better worker because of it. If you have any other questions about applying for internships, academic credit, and funding, please feel free to speak with me during the Q&A. Thank you. So next, I would like to introduce Samuel, who completed an internship with the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights.
Thank you, Isabella. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sam Balcazar, and I'm a student in final semester of McGill's Joint Honors Program in Economics and Finance with a minor in International Development. Throughout the summer of 2021, I had the remarkable opportunity of being an intern in the Finance Department of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees in Ecuador. Through this role, I provided support to the finance unit in matters of budgeting, financial reports, and data analysis. I participated in the mid-year financial forecasting analysis where I worked alongside administrators of multiple offices in the region to develop budget plans that would guarantee efficient financial implementations and maximize the impact of UNHCR's mission. It's no secret that an internship with an intergovernmental organization is not the most common path for someone of my academic background. I have to admit that I was strongly contemplating taking an internship at a bank instead, because I truly believe that that is what I was supposed to do. Nevertheless, upon seeing the UNHCR internship posting on the AIO website and learning more about the kind of work I would become involved with, I knew that this was a unique opportunity for me to explore the overlap between finance and development. And I'm really glad that I did. Working with the UN has been the pinnacle of my McGill experience, and I am grateful to have opened my mind to such a rewarding and humbling opportunity. Not only was I able to diversify my skill set and learn from a group of talented professionals, but it gave me a clear understanding of what I hope to follow in the future. Seeing my work have an impact on the community, as well as the importance of relationship management and technical skills, has encouraged me to pursue consulting upon graduation. I would like to personally thank Mr. Alan A. Hudson, Mr. Joseph Schul, and Ms. Anna Yang for making this internship possible through the award I received. I'm excited to share that I'm also a McGill International Experience Award Ambassador for this academic term. Being an Ecuadorian citizen myself, the purpose of this internship is very personal. Learning about the effects that COVID-19 has had on the people of concern in Latin America, I quickly became eager to be a part of the progress that I hope to see in the future of Ecuador. I am also immensely grateful to the ION for their unconditional support to student development. Their help and guidance meant the world to me when I was searching for an internship. I would like to conclude this presentation by expressing my deepest gratitude to the McGill community. To any student in the process of searching for internships, I understand how daunting it can be. But if you are proactive and go through these steps with an open mind and a willingness to learn, you might find new passions. I personally took this as an opportunity to explore a field that I wouldn't have had the chance to explore otherwise. And in retrospect, I would not change that for anything. To all students, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. My door is always open for the McGill community. Thank you. And I would like to introduce our next speaker, Kiran Basra.
Thank you, Samuel. Hi, everyone. My name is Kieran. I'm a third-year student doing a joint honors in philosophy and political science, and this year I interned at FW Canada, which is an immigration law firm based in Montreal. It's basically a law firm that helps people come to Canada through permanent residence or through temporary visas or citizenship, and it specializes in helping immigrants who have criminal records overcome criminal inadmissibility. So there's a lot of people who have committed like small crimes, and it makes it very difficult to immigrate to Canada. So the internship was kind of like a combination between immigration law and criminal law, which I thought was really interesting. I found this internship through my friend who actually interned for FW 2 years ago, and she had a really great experience. And they didn't have like an application process with the law firm. So I sent an email to the senior partner. I had conducted like 3 legal internships before in class action law, in like criminal law, tax law. And so I sent her my resume, my reference letters, a cover letter, and she gave me an interview and then eventually accepted me. And I worked all 4 months of summer between May and August. While I was there, I obviously conducted a remote internship. So I was working in Vancouver while the firm is based in Montreal, which meant that I couldn't work on a lot of the client files because the firm uses physical copies. So instead, I did a lot of writing and publishing and researching for the firm. So one of the things that I did was conduct legal summaries. And so basically I would look at some of the most influential Canadian immigration cases, explain what happened in the case, and explain how it's relevant to immigration law. So I ended up writing about 40 different legal summaries during my time there. I also published a bunch of articles for the firm on criminal inadmissibility, on spousal sponsorship, on the effects of COVID-19 on immigration policy. So just a lot of writing and research, but it was really fun. I think there was like a lot of challenges, obviously with COVID and not being able to be in person and working on client files specifically. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about working remotely was the fact that I could work whenever I wanted to, because all of the other internships that I've done, you kind of go to an office and you work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, and you kind of block out a section of your day to just work. And I find that this can often make me feel pretty burnt out. So with COVID, the way that my internship was structured was my senior partner would give me an assignment and then I would work on the assignment when it was convenient for me, and I would send it back. And it was just kind of that process where I could work when I felt comfortable working. And so it was really nice to be able to kind of create my own schedule. And I'm also very grateful to have been a recipient of the ASEF award. This internship was unpaid, so I really wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of AIO. So I'm very grateful to everyone at AIO. And yeah, that's kind of everything about my internship experience. If you guys have questions specifically about like legal internships or maybe anything, you can reach out to me. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you. And I'd like to introduce Antoine now. Antoine was the former AIO liaison officer and is now the liaison for Black Student Affairs.
Thank you so much, Karen. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much to the AIO and Jade, Leah, and all of the staff for welcoming me to this event. Every year, this was my favorite event, and I even hosted it sometimes, so I'm really excited to be back and super inspired to hear all the incredible work and amazing things that you've accomplished throughout your summer internships. As mentioned, I'm Antoine Olavo, the university's Black Student Affairs Liaison, and I work under the Associate Provost Vice Principal's Equity Team under the plan to address anti-Black racism. So in my position, I work with student leaders, including some that have spoken tonight, to make sure Black students' voices are heard in a timely and effective manner. But I also provide access to opportunities for Black students. And in terms of concretely applying many of the plan's axes, we found that internships are a great way to break barriers and provide community support. So I worked with the AIO on establishing a partnership with DESTA Black Youth Network so that students could complete an internship in this vibrantly active community organization located in Lille, Burgundy. We also established the Faculty of Arts Action Plan to Address Anti-Black Racism Fund, which helps financially support Black students to complete summer internships with Black community organizations and reach their academic and professional goals. I'm also working with a lot of our new and current Black faculty and professors so that they can get interested and hopefully apply to ARIA and work on research internships over the summer with students. And so I want you all to know that all these programs are accessible and they're returning. And as you can see, I used to work at the Arts Internship Office, so I have a little bit of advice for all of you tonight. First of all, I'm hearing a lot from different students as I'm doing some advising that they feel like this semester, some of them are saying this semester just started, others are saying I can feel the looming exams coming, or we're going to get really extra busy. So for all of you that are new and are wondering, and I can see the chat was very active on how to get started, what to do to find an internship, my advice is to really get as much information as possible. And there's so many avenues. First of all, attending sessions like tonight and other events that are upcoming, definitely visiting the website. Speaking to former interns is one that wasn't mentioned yet, and I think that's very helpful. These former interns may not be as available as they are now, so why don't you talk to them tonight? That's a great piece of advice. And certainly reaching out to organizations that interest you. The cold emails that were mentioned were great. The ones that are in your hometown or in the field that you're interested in, you can really see if they've already have a place developed an internship program, or that if you can work with them on establishing something. So just basically don't hesitate to ask questions, get involved as soon as possible. And the AIO is really available to answer your questions and help take you through all the steps, even through drop-in. Now, for all the current recipients and people that may have already taken part in an internship that are interested in seeing what's going on at the event tonight, I first of all want to congratulate you on your hard work and great accomplishments, but I want to encourage you to keep this momentum going. You've seen some people that have successfully applied to a few internships, and there are so many other programs available throughout the McGill community, post-graduation, for next summer, and you have gained so much valuable experience, networking, and transferable skills through your internships, and you've already been through training offered by the AIO and great program participation that makes you an amazing candidate for your future studies or for future professional opportunities. So don't hesitate to reach out and apply to different things. Reach out to myself, the AIO, and all the staff members. And also don't go back to your internship supervisor and ask what you could do to see if they have opportunities for yourself. So basically, I think anything that could have happened over the summer would not be possible without the AIO staff efforts, the generosity of all of our great donors, and the student and community engagement. So I want to thank everyone, and I'll be in the breakout rooms to answer any questions. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Antoine. So our next speaker is Kavya, who's one of the student staff at AIO, and she is going to introduce the Faculty of Arts Internship Mentorship Initiative, which is EMI. So welcome, Kavya.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. So as Trisha mentioned, I'm so glad that you enjoyed ME. But yeah, a little bit about ME. So it's basically we created a collaboration with the AUS for like a new mentorship program called the AIO Mentoring Initiative, which is short form for ME, which is a fun little name. But basically, all the students that you heard from today, they're all very well versed with the program. And as Antoine mentioned, the best way to learn about the Arts Internship Office is through the students who have gone through it and to hear about their opportunities. You heard it from students today, like they found internships through their friends and things like that. But it really helps to have someone who's guiding you through the process, just checking in with you, because as accessible as our office is, it's the best option to speak with another mentor. And they're all, as you will quickly find out, they're all very accessible, friendly people. So if you are a first year, or even if you're like a second year, third year, and you just have no idea where to start, and you're like really confused by the massive information that's being thrown at you today, I would highly suggest you sign up to be an ME mentee. I can send you the link. I think we will be sending it in the chat, but you can basically sign up through our website. It's an ME tab. And if there's any mentors today who did an internship and they would like to collaborate, you will get a recognition on your extracurricular record. So we would always appreciate more mentors. And for the mentees, the last day to kind of be part of this year's cohort would be November 15th. So the spots are filling up. We do have a lot of very generous and kind mentors, but there are a lot of mentees too. So please sign up as soon as possible so you can start coming to our events and start speaking with your mentor from the very beginning. Thanks.
Thank you, Helena, Kavya, and congratulations to all our student speakers today. Hi, everyone. My name is Ann Turner, and I'm the director of the Faculty of Arts Internship Program. I'd like to take a special moment today just to thank the community of AIO donors and supporters in attendance. So thank you very much to all of the donors that are here with us today. Our goal at the Arts Internship Office is that every student feels welcome, supported, and important when they enter the office. I was a shy student when I went to McGill, and I'm not sure I would have entered an office like the AIO. So every student that comes to our office is important, and we recognize you when you come in. So very important that you come to our office and take advantage of our services. I look forward to meeting all of you over the coming year. I'm very pleased to introduce the AIO team today, and quickly everyone will introduce themselves. Thank you.
Well, I can go first. So you just met me. I'm Kavya. I've got a couple internships through the Arts Internship Office, so I'm more than happy to speak with you as well. And I also have been working with Arts Internship Office for, I guess, 3 years now. So I got involved in my very first year. I got an internship. So I would be happy to speak with anyone if you have any questions.
I can go next. You've already heard from me, but looking forward to speaking with you this year. And yeah, can't wait to hear more from you.
Hello, I'm Samuel. I also work for the internship office. Yeah, I work every Wednesday and Friday, so drop in anytime. And I'm looking forward to advising as many as I can.
Hello everyone, I'm Ananya. It's nice to see all of interns here virtually. I was also an intern and received the award from AIO, and I'm happy to announce my journey from receiving an award to being here as a member of AIO finally. So I will be available on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week, and I'll be happy to meet you guys during my drop-in hours, which you can see on websites. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I was also an intern last summer. I did some work with the Canadian Council for Refugees, so I'd be happy to answer any questions in relation to like law or international relations internships. I am a member of the AIO staff, and I will be doing advising on Tuesdays from 10 to 11, so I'd love to chat with you guys if you have any questions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jungmin Kim, or you can just call me Jung. This summer, I interned at LMU Impact Evaluation Unit in Kenya remotely. And it was a really great experience. And I invite you to explore all the opportunities out there with the AIO. And if you have any questions regarding the internship or in general and any questions, please don't hesitate to come to our drop-in sessions or the Q&A session that will be upcoming soon.
Amazing. I think that's everyone because Kayla on the right is not here tonight. But yeah, we encourage you all to come see us at the office. So hi, everyone. I'm Jade. I'm the new liaison officer, the new Antoine, as we say. There was Catherine also before me. And also a recent McGill graduate and a former AIO staff as well. And so, yes, I'm happy to be back at the AIO. Can you change this slide? Perfect. So I saw a lot of questions in the chat, as Antoine said, people worrying about the timeline. Am I too early? Am I too late? I want to briefly answer also. I saw a lot of people worrying about our postings on the website. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I will start with our timeline. So as you see, September, it's really a step-by-step on this timeline. September, you are here. You did the first step, the annual event. You get the big picture. You're already getting started. So you guys don't worry, you're already on track. As we mentioned, you can sign up for AMI. Then October, December, again, as our speaker said, it's really the time to make your list, find out all the information of what's out there, start to work on your CV and cover letter. I will show you afterwards all the events and workshops that we have at the office. And we also have info sessions coming up. Again, I will show you all of that, where you can learn a lot more about the opportunities that we have at the office, the funding, and all the details on applications. Then January to March is really preparing your applications and actively applying for the internships. So as I was going to say, a lot of people in the chat were mentioning that our postings on the website are referring to summer 2021. So don't worry, these were the postings for last year. This year with COVID, things are a bit harder to schedule. So it will impact you and us for sure. It's harder to plan a year ahead, you know, what you're going to do next summer. But we're working really hard to secure everything for next summer. So sign up for our Facebook, our newsletters, and you will get updates as soon as we have the information. And the postings on the website are really there to inform you of what's out there. Most of our internships renew every year. But don't worry, just keep an eye out, and you don't have to apply for now. So you can really just take it as informational information. So again, January to March, really preparing your applications, look at the deadlines clearly to not miss out on opportunities. Then April, preparing for your internship. We have other workshops and training. We're really here throughout the entire process. So during to prepare for your internship, we have cross-cultural workshops, pre-departure, You can interns meeting. So you're going to meet with us. We're really going to support you throughout all of that. And an awards reception for all of our awards recipients. Then May to August is when you're making the most out of your internship. Once again, we are here for you. We have events and training, and we check in on you a lot. And then September, reflecting on your internship. So once again, it's important to not just put it behind you and go back to school and forget about what you did. You can really use everything that you do during the summer to bring you forward in your career and in your education. So here, oh, sorry, I would, next slide, please. So here are our upcoming events. Next week, we have the internship information session. So I really encourage you all to sign up for that. You're gonna get more details about the opportunities, how to find your, the postings that we have. Again, a lot more details, so you can sign up for next week, October 8th. And then we have more events for ARIA, the Annual Undergraduate Research. And we have multiple information sessions. So if you cannot make it next week, there will be others afterwards. The AMI meet and greet is on November 12th. And we also have one information session that's specifically on how to find your own. So as the speaker said tonight, we have the postings at AIO, but there are so many more opportunities that you can have. If you don't see anything that's interesting for now on our website, don't worry, come talk to us and we will help you find something that fits you. And when you find your own, again, remember that the funding is available for you as well. So if you find something really great that's not through our website, come talk to us and we can figure out some funding. Next slide. So we also have workshops. So the workshop is really here to give you training before, during, and after your internships. If you did an internship before and you didn't know about us, right now in September, we have Internship to Career. So you can really use, once again, what you did during your internship and bring it forward with you in your career. And then October, we start to have a CV and cover letter writing workshops. So those are going to be really important tools for you to prepare your applications. And it's so great to get it out of the way as early as possible so that you're all ready to apply once the postings are out. We have those specific workshops. If you cannot make it to those, the CAPS office is always available for drop-in as well. They are so amazing and useful. So we encourage you to check that out. Everything is on the website, so don't worry, if I talk too fast, you can find it again. And the next slide. So on our website, again, there's a lot of information, but there's really a lot to help you on there. And if you go on events, you can find all the workshops and events I just mentioned. They're all going to be online this semester, so you can go register there. So that's great. Other slide. Great. So again, a lot of people were asking about drop-in appointments. How does it work? We have drop-in every day at different hours. We try to accommodate as much as possible with classes and everything. So again, you can go on the website and contact. You can see all the drop-in hours. Sign up to our Facebook. That's really a good way to keep track of all the events. We promote them. We also share a lot of information on there. For the advising, again, we have the drop-in, which is really good for the general advising. You can talk to staff. If you really prefer to have virtual, we can do online advising as well, and in-person appointments. And for those, you just have to email us and book an appointment. But again, if you have a quick question, you can always drop in at the office during the drop-in hours. And you can always send us an email if you have any question. We answer to emails every day. So yeah, and sign up for newsletters. Again, we send a lot of opportunities. We keep you updated, especially with the upcoming deadlines. So it's the best way to keep in touch. There's a lot out there, so don't hesitate. And again, come to our events. You will learn a lot. And to you, Leah.
Yes, hi. So thank you so much to all the presenters and the amazing speeches. And I just want to take a little seconds to talk about the Internship Offices Network that you see at the bottom of the screen right now. As you heard, there was today Samuel and Teresa and Helena who got internships through the Internship Offices Network, which is basically just another office right next to AIO that is really attached to AIO, and the opportunities that are on our website are also available to all of you as art students. So